Welcome to the English e-learning videos to prepare you for the final exams in English with IASK, and my name is Ágnes Lepold. I'm a teacher at Jurisich Miklós Secondary Grammar School in Kőszeg. And we are using technology, the internet, but we are not using online streaming because it sometimes doesn't work. This is one of the memes my students made about our online meeting, which simply just didn't work. If you watch these videos, you will have no problems like this because they are pre-recorded. And if you want some online interactive practice, then you can go to our Facebook site where I will give you some tips how to practice. At the end of this video, I will tell you how to get there. Now let's see what speaking exam tasks are involved in English. And here's another meme that my students made. But let's see the exam tasks. O-level. Interview, role play, picture-based talk. A-level. Interview, debate, picture-based talk. Most egy kicsit magyarra váltok, és szeretném felhívni a figyelmedet, hogy ha középszinten érettségizel, akkor az O-level feliratot figyeld majd mindig, illetve azokat a feladattípusokat, amiket ezzel jelöltem, hiszen ezekre kell készülnöd. Ha emelt szinten készülsz angolból érettségizni, akkor pedig az A-levelt figyeld, mert ezek lesznek azok a feladattípusok, amikre neked oda kell figyelned. Let's speak English. I've already shown you two memes about today's topic. What do you think it is going to be? Yes, technology. Actually, the topic is called Science and Technology, and we are going to discuss it at O-level and A-level. I will give you some sample answers and some tips how to prepare for the exams. Now let's see some topics involved at O-level. Popular science and technology, science education, and technology in everyday life, even in the life of grandmothers. If you want to join in with these meme fun, you can join on our Facebook group, and there will be some meme challenges to make your learning much more fun. Now let's see the A-level topics. Oh, all these memes are coming in all the time. But they are funny, aren't they? Some of my students actually study chemistry in English. Can you imagine that? It's not an easy deal. So the topics are the same as at O-level, of course with a higher level of grammar and vocabulary, plus scientific and technological development, the impact of science and technology on society and humankind. These are the subtopics, but you can get all sorts of questions that are connected to these topics. For example, at O-level, these are some typical questions. What household devices do you have at home? Which do you think makes people's lives much easier? What modern technological devices do you use? What do you use them for? What do you use the internet for? What science subjects do you have at school? Which do you like best? What do you think are the three most important inventions in history and why? Or you could be asked, if you had money to spend, what electric gadgets would you buy now and why? Describe a device or a machine, not a computer, that you regularly use. What does it do? How long have you been using it? What would a day without electronic gadgets be like? Do you use social media? How often? What's your opinion on social networking? These are some examples of what questions you could get at the exam, but of course they could vary, but they should be all connected to the topics that I've shown you. Now let's see a model answer at O level about this question. What would a day without electronic devices be like? In the exam, it's an interview, so there is interaction between you and the examiner. Here, I will show you what you could say and some questions that the examiner could ask. You could start like this. Well, it would be a hard day for me and for my family too. I couldn't get in touch with my friends through chat apps. I couldn't play the games I like, and I couldn't listen to music. Maybe I'd be bored to death. The examiner could ask, how about other members of your family? It would be hard for them. My dad couldn't do his job because he needs to contact his colleagues all the time. I think my little sister wouldn't miss technology very much because she would play with her dolls and toys as usual. My mom could do the cooking and the household just fine, but she couldn't browse recipes on the web. Also, she couldn't phone her friends or grandma and chat for hours. She couldn't watch her favorite soap operas on TV or on the internet either. Yeah, my dad would have to do without watching sports programs on TV, and we couldn't play with Xbox or PlayStation either. What could you do without electronic devices? Maybe I should go outside and play football or table tennis in the garden with my dad or some friends. Also, I could just go and visit my friends for a chat. One of my best friends actually lives just round the corner. And yes, maybe I would even do some reading, even schoolwork. Do you think a day like that would change things? Yeah, a day without electronic devices would definitely give me the chance to change some of my habits. It couldn't be that bad in the end. I might even want to try it for a longer period. Okay, so this could be like an interview. You can learn some expressions from the sample answer, and you can try to give your own answers, of course. Now let's see A-level interview questions. What challenges does science have today? Do you think people depend on technology? Why or why not? How has electricity changed our lives? How could we survive without it? Why is space exploration important? Why is science education important? In what ways are computers useful? What health hazards do they have? What are the benefits and adverse effects of social networking? How has the development of science influenced our everyday lives? What are the moral questions we must face in connection with GMO food, euthanasia, cloning, gene therapy, testing on animals, etc.? What are the latest technological developments that you know of? Why are they important? How can technological development help to solve environmental problems? These are, of course, just examples of questions that you could get. And now let's see a model answer at A-level about social media and social networking. This is, of course, an interview, so the examiner would ask you questions, but more or less this is what you could say. Personally, I use Facebook and Instagram a lot. I keep in touch with my friends almost 24 hours a day. We share photos of our lives, funny things, and chat. Also, I play a lot and communicate with my mates through these sites about the games as well. I follow some sites too, for example, my favorite football club, rock bands, and films. My class also has a messenger group to discuss issues related to school. I think social networking sites play a significant role in social relationships. In fact, social networking sites have both advantages and disadvantages. The main advantage is that these sites, like Facebook or Twitter, give the opportunity for easier communication with friends, colleagues, or family. Also, they make it easy to organize an event and invite your friends. Furthermore, if you have a business or you're an artist, you can use these sites to promote your work. On the other hand, young people need to develop social skills face-to-face in an offline environment. In addition, social networking sites also become likely places for identity theft and fraud. Actually, they can be addictive as well. All in all, these technical breakthroughs make our life easier, and in my opinion, they have more benefits than bad effects. Personally, I cannot imagine my life without Facebook. So I worked out this sample answer for you as one unit, but of course it's going to be interactive at the exam and the examiner will ask you questions. Don't forget to make your own opinion, to formulate your own opinion, to express your ideas, and to practice it. Okay, now let's go on to an O-level task, a situational role play about technology. Now let's see. You are in an English-speaking country and you have bought a new electric toothbrush. It makes a strange noise and it takes very long to recharge. You take it back to the shop. Explain to the shop assistant what the problems are and ask for help. The examiner plays the role of the shop assistant. Now I've prepared some expressions for you to practice a situation like this. For example, you could say, "Excuse me, can you help me please? I bought this. I have a problem. It has a problem. It doesn't do this or that. Can you change it? Here's the receipt. Could I have another one? Can I have a refund? Thanks for your help." And now we are going to act out this situational role play with my student Annette, who is from our school, Jurisich Miklós Secondary School in Kőszeg. Okay, so let's act out the situational role play. Can I help you?
Yes, I bought a toothbrush 2 days ago and it makes a really strange noise. Could you take a look at it, please?
Oh, yes, let's try it. Oh, it does make a strange noise, yes. Anything else? Any other problems?
And it takes a really long time to recharge it.
Oh, good. I see. Can I have a look at the charger, please?
Yeah, here you go.
Okay. Well, I can have a look if we have the same electric toothbrush. Let me see. Well, we don't have exactly the same type, but here's another one, the same brand, different color, and it's just a little bit more expensive.
Maybe could I have a refund?
I see. So you want a refund. Do you have the receipt with you?
Yes, here it is.
Okay, thank you. Okay, all right. Can you please go to the customer service and I will accompany you and we can arrange it.
Okay, yes, of course.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. So this was a situational role play at O-level. Now let's go on with another O-level task, picture-based talk. In this, you've got to talk about the topic that the pictures suggest. Look at the pictures about the uses of modern technology. Compare and contrast them, including the following points: the advantages of these devices, in what areas of life they are used for, and your personal opinion about using them or using them. Okay? You don't have to describe the pictures in detail. You've got to talk about the topic and the points mentioned in the task. Okay, and my student, Annette, will demonstrate this task to you. Okay, so can you please look at the pictures about these uses of modern technology and compare and contrast them?
Okay, so in modern technology there are laptops, tablets and mobile phones, like we can see it on the pictures as well. Some people use their mobile phones for taking pictures when they go traveling because it's more affordable than a camera. I think adults use mostly their laptops for work, and it's easier for them than taking a tablet because it's smaller than a laptop as well, and they have maybe vision problems, so it's easier for them to take their laptops and work on them. I think in teenagers, they can get addicted to their mobile phones because they take it to school because of their family to be able to call them if they have a problem or something like that, or if they got home after school safely. And they do everything on it, maybe schoolwork as well, listening to music, watching videos, and they can get addicted. For example, to be personal, I'm addicted as well because I always listen to music because music is my life. And I like watching videos, for example, when people go to strange places to explore. And that's why I'm addicted as well. And I think my screen time is maybe 6 hours on my phone, and that's not great. I heard about an experiment that a family did, and for 1 month, I think, they took their children's phone and everything, electronic gadgets, and they lived like that, just playing cards or something like that. They did that and not playing on their phones, and it had a really good outcome because the children were playing with friends and not playing on their phone, and they could finish their work more easily. And I think it would be a great thing for a lot of teenagers to try that as well.
Right, I see. And how long do you think you would be able to endure a situation like this?
Well, it would be hard, I think, but if we consider that there are old music players, radio, and something like that, then it can be a good thing as well. Mm-hmm. And I could spend more time with my dog, for example, and not be on my phone as all the time. Yeah, of course. All right, thank you very much. Okay, thank you. And if you are an O-level student, now I want your patience just for a very short time more, because I'd like to give you some tips to practice speaking, of course to A-level students as well. Record yourself, listen and improve it, record again if necessary.
practice with a partner, you could use video chat apps. Write down your sentences with the expressions you want to use and then practice them. I've given you some expressions about picture-based talk and situations as well in earlier videos as well. So you can use those when you write down your sentences to prepare. Also, you can join our Facebook group to find out more about practice options. And don't forget the fun element. Join our meme challenges in our Facebook group. This is one meme that I found on the internet, but I'm sure you could make your own and make it much better or much funnier, much more connected to what you're doing. And please send your meme to us, and we can have some fun while learning. So from now on, I will talk to the A-level students, and we are going to look at the debate part of the exam. Some debate statements that you can practice, and these are some debate statements from earlier exams. There should be more science lessons at school. Science and technology are a blessing to our society. The internet should be censored. These are, of course, just examples. You could get some more different ones, but they are all connected to the topics that I've listed at the beginning. And an important tip for you, insist on your truth. So whether you are for or against the statement, you must stick to your side and insist that it's true. Give arguments, give examples, respond to your partner, the examiner's arguments, and prove that what you say is right. So don't be afraid. The examiner's job is to contradict you. He or she does not contradict you because you are not right. That's a feature of this task, that you must give arguments for your side and the examiner for the other side. So don't let the examiner convince you. On the contrary, try to convince the examiner. Okay? And now let's see how to do it. I'd like to give you some tips, some expressions, how to do it. So at the beginning, state whether you agree or disagree with the statement and say why. You could use expressions like, I agree with the statement because, or I don't agree with this, I think. And then, at each turn, express your understanding of the examiner's arguments. For example, you could say, I see what you mean. I understand your point. Yes, you have a point there. That's partly true. Well, I see. So you could use these expressions to express that you understand what your partner has said, and you must respond to it somehow. So respond to what your partner has just said and express your disagreement politely. That's very important. For example, you could say, well, that's partly true, but I see your point, but I'm sorry, but I can't agree with you because, well, I only partly agree with you. You know, I must disagree, I'm afraid, because, okay, so when you have expressed your disagreement, you must express your views, why you think so. You can give examples too, as well, of course. I think, I believe, in my opinion, in my view, as I see it, as far as I'm concerned. What I'm trying to say is that, let me tell you what I think about this. For example, for instance, have you considered? Okay, so this is how to express your views. Use varied expressions, okay, so different expressions each time. This will show the examiner that you speak a high level of English because it's varied. And at the end, ask for your partner's or the examiner's views, like, do you agree? What do you think? What's your opinion? Have you ever thought of that? Have you considered that point? Okay? And this is how you can practice speaking. You can join our debate groups on Flipgrid, where you can record what you say by pushing this big green plus button, and you must give your Google account or Microsoft account, and you can record a short video of your views, and of course you can watch what others said about the same topic. And now let's go on to the last task at A level, which is going to be a picture-based talk. The pictures show historical and modern ways to get to know the world. Compare and contrast them. I'll give you some time to have a look at the pictures. Your task is not to describe the pictures in detail. Your task is to talk about the topic. The pictures just give you some idea, okay, what to talk about, what to take into consideration. So now, let's see a sample answer to this task. In the first photo, I can see old globes in a museum. I guess it could be a science museum. They are beautiful, and it took a lot of knowledge to create them. In the other two pictures, there are modern technological devices, a laptop and a sat-nav. For centuries, people used maps and globes to find places in the world. They drew pictures of what they saw in faraway places and wrote descriptions so that others could also learn about these places. Today, however, we don't need maps because the sat-nav will take us to places, and we can learn about places on the internet from the comfort of our room. Personally, I don't think many people look at maps after they finish their geography studies at secondary school. Maybe when they are planning a holiday, they might be interested to look at the map to see where exactly they are going, but otherwise they use GPS technology. This has disadvantages as well, though. People tend to lose their sense of locality, the skill to find directions, and not to get lost in a place where they've never been before. At the same time, it has become much easier to get to places and find even remote sites with the help of satellite navigation. A sat-nav even warns you of traffic conditions, speed limits, and gives you information on facilities nearby. Actually, you don't need a separate device for a GPS because you can install a sat-nav app on your mobile phone too. Another important aspect of modern technology is that you can see the world without traveling. You can just browse the internet and find information, pictures, videos, and so on. The world comes to your home. Additionally, you don't even need to get off your sofa to meet people. As we can see in the third photo, there are applications that provide you with video chat options, even conference calls. Distance doesn't matter, but of course you need a stable internet connection. For example, during the quarantine, I couldn't meet my brother's family and my sister's family, so we called each other every week on Messenger video chat. I find it extremely useful that these apps can help companies whose employees are working from home too. In this way, they can keep the business going. Also, mothers with little kids don't have to actually be in the office. They can work in their home office. Not only work, but also education is possible with the help of online communication. For instance, my teacher often asked us to use some kind of video chat app to practice speaking in English. We worked in pairs and talk, just like in a real lesson. Sometimes the teacher initiated a video call, but later it turned out that the site we used was not safe in terms of personal data, so we stopped that. This is actually a disadvantage of online technologies. You never know who is spying on you. So I say you should never show yourself in a situation that you might regret later, or show many details of your home to your webcam. Online safety is a very controversial issue today. Okay, so this is what I would say about these pictures. What would you say? You can use some of these ideas and expressions in the video, but of course, it's up to you how you talk about these pictures. But make sure that your language is varied. Okay? And grab the opportunity to practice. Go to my Facebook site where I will give you some links where to practice, speaking practice options, online help, and of course we will have meme challenges to make your learning much more fun. Thank you very much for your attention, and I keep my fingers crossed for you for the exam.